Hello there. You're watching Into the Movieverse. My name is Peter, and thank you for joining us today. I just want to say we're really grateful for you to be here, and to listen to our discussion, which we'll be having shortly on the latest movie from the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and that is Doctor Strange 2, or as it's officially titled, Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. So you're going to be joining my friends Subi, Lawrence, Cameron, and Ruben, as well as myself, as we take a deep dive into the topics this movie presents. We share our opinions, share our perspectives. We all have diverse opinions when it comes to movies like these. So a bit about us: we, all love movies, and we all are passionate about sort of blockbusters and talking about them in general. So most people get tired of, when we sort of talk their ears off. So we resort to getting together and talking amongst ourselves, just, shooting our shots and just letting each other know how we felt about certain things, what we disagree with, what we agree with, things we like, things we dislike. And, we hope that as you join us today, that you find it entertaining and you enjoy it. I'm sure you will, especially if you're a movie person yourself. And if you are, you're in the right place. I'm sure you're going to enjoy it. So without further ado, just going to get into the story real quick. So we join our hero, Doctor Strange. He crosses paths with this mysterious girl, America Chavez, and she basically has the power to travel across the multiverse. The only issue is she hasn't learned to control it yet. So Doctor Strange becomes her mentor, sort of a mentor. So he's going to help guide her and help protect her from these sinister forces that are after her. And hopefully the story ends well. We don't know. Well, you're going to find out. But actually, on the topic of that, I do have to warn you that there are minor spoilers. We find it hard to resist talking about things we love about in this movie, and there are quite a lot to spoil in this film. So, man, I can't even pretend that we're gonna actually try and help ourselves from revealing spoilers. So this is just a formal warning. If you don't want to hear it, then probably not the best video for you to check out. But if you want to hear a group of friends talk about a movie that you're really passionate about, then again, stay tuned, make yourself comfortable, grab some food. You're really gonna have a fun time here, and I hope you enjoy it as much as we enjoy talking and watching it. Without further ado, check it out.
Oh, so we're talking about the latest Marvel movie, Doctor Strange. Basic plot of the movie is that the whole world's gone to pot. I joke. So Doctor Strange is trying to figure out what's going on with the multiverse. He's found America Chavez, who just pops out of nowhere with a giant squid, and that's as much as you're gonna get about the story from me, because obviously spoilers.
Okay, so I just want to say one thing, yeah. So you guys have all seen the trailer, right? The original trailers.
Yeah.
I think I stayed away from.
Oh, did you not watch any trailers?
I don't think
I
so.
only watched the first one.
Oh, you only watched the
Yeah.
first one. Yeah, because they showed it after No Way Home, isn't it? That was the original.
Yeah.
So you also that. I just want to say I'm never trusting another Marvel trailer after watching this, because they completely trolled everybody. They completely trolled everyone. Like nobody had any clue.
But it's great. It's great. I love the way they do that. They're really good at putting together stories based just based on scenes from the movie. And the thing is, the trailer didn't seem disjointed. You watch the trailer and you feel like you immediately know what the movie's about. So I think it's great how they managed to do that, man. Me.
But it makes me hopeful.
I'm gonna applaud them for that.
It makes me hopeful for Thor, because even that trailer doesn't really give much story, but it could literally go anywhere. It could go anywhere now. So that's I think that's the tone they've set for these Marvel trailers now. So I'd say it's kind of a blessing and a curse, because I feel like I can watch a trailer, even the final trailer before the movie's about to come out, and still have complete faith that I'll be surprised no matter what happens in the movie.
So Pete, who did you think the villain of this movie was going to be?
Me, who I think it was going to be going in. To be honest, I didn't really know, because I don't really know much about the comics in terms of like Doctor Strange especially. I thought obviously from the trailer, I thought it could be obviously Mordo, it could be Ultron, or it could be I don't know, just some other entity.
I thought maybe evil Doctor Strange.
Yeah. Sinister Strange.
That's
Sinister
what me
Strange.
and Cameron assumed. Because that's what the trailer showed.
Right.
That was what the trailer emphasized that and really downplay who the actual antagonist was.
Yeah. So the trailer kind of gives you the vibe that, like, obviously, like I kind of got the impression that it was going to be about obviously evil Doctor Strange messes something up. The Illuminati with Mordo are trying to basically catch Strange, and they're not sure which Strange it is, and they think that it's the Strange from like the main Earth, and he's kind of been framed, kind of thing. That's what I thought was going to happen.
Yeah.
That's like he's on the run, trying to clear his name. That's what I thought it was going to be kind of about.
What I do like they've done well is that they made it so that while you had to have watched WandaVision to understand what's going on, what if while it touched on it, it wasn't based on the same characters?
Yeah.
Otherwise,
massive multiverse. So kind of like similar characters from other universes that are very similar.
Yeah. So if you hadn't seen WandaVision going into this movie, you would have been sitting there like, why is she doing this?
Yeah,
I do think they do.
He was quite confused at that. I saw his face, and you'd
be like, "What the hell happened to her?" Last time I saw her, she was cool. We just beat Thanos. Like, things were calm. Like, I know she missed this a bit, but I didn't like. What happened? She got kids now.
So it's quite a shock, even if you did watch it, because even at the end she turned good, didn't she? So. It was
Did she though? By the end of WandaVision, you see her with the Darkhold.
Yeah.
It's still open interpretation.
Yeah.
How it ends. Yeah.
So, do you think she was an effective villain, and B, a believable one? Like, do you believe her journey, like her villain arc? Does it like?
Yeah.
I think it's
all her life she's gone through loss, and she's trying not to lose more.
I want to say that I didn't like the arc, but I love her performance. Like, she was definitely a believable villain.
I think in the movie by itself, you could probably poke holes in that arc. I think you have to watch WandaVision to really appreciate the arc she actually went on. So I think that is, if you go into this movie and you haven't watched WandaVision, you're gonna feel like
she's gone crazy.
This is why this seems very contrived. But so I think the WandaVision is a requirement to make.
Because if you think about it, from her intro, she lost her parents, and she lost her brother, and she lost Viz. WandaVision is her trying to bring everything back, and again, more loss. This is her just trying to keep it together.
I think you guys are kind of discounting the fact that in Age of Ultron, she was a villain in that movie as well. So she's always kind of been a sociopath. She's always kind of had that kind of lack of empathy for other people. Obviously, in that movie, she does join the Avengers. She does eventually become good, but
again, her motives for that were because she lost her family to Stark Tech. That was her motive then. It's always about loss for her.
Well, that's it. She's easily swayed. Like, her emotions are easily swayed by events. Like, she doesn't have like core values that sort of I have to be a good person. I think because of her turbulent childhood, obviously the way she was brought up in the war, that kind of that made her this kind of disturbed child. That even though the Avengers tried to kind of give her course correction, she's always had that. She's always been troubled. So I think I did kind of buy into the fact that she would be the villain eventually. It was kind of inevitable for her character, and obviously with the comics, that is kind of the way she goes. That she becomes that kind of.
Yes. You say she doesn't have values. Her core value is family, and that's what she keeps losing.
Yeah.
Do you?
So, and I think that just to point out, I think, and that's why I think WandaVision is very important, because even though, like you're saying, that she has been the villain before, you've seen her. She's not just cruel and evil for the sake of it. There's usually a motive and a reason behind it, and it's always family. And if you are only watching this from what happened in Endgame to this movie, I don't think that's a believable jump in her going from her that to fucking mass murderer. WandaVision is I think the
it's very key.
Yeah, it is essential.
So basically what you're saying is Dom from Fast and Furious was in this movie, he would have signed he would have been like on her side. Did you guys find it like a bit weird at all that like I mean, I know it's meant to be about like her kind of like yearning for her children. Do you guys find it weird that she never really brought up Vision, and that in all the other multiverse universes, like Vision was not a part of her family? Like, did you guys find that like a bit weird? What do you think?
Yes and no, because obviously in WandaVision, spoilers for anyone who's seen it, there is a Vision that's technically still alive that flew off.
Oh right, I can't remember. So that one actually does survive the.
Yeah.
There's a not the one that she conjured. There was one that was actually built.
Oh right, yeah.
Because obviously they rebuilt one and then it got the memories from the one that she conjured.
Right. Okay. Cool.
But still, it's not like they're together or anything. So it was still weird that she didn't acknowledge him at all.
Well, to be fair, I think she's accepted losing Vision, but I think she couldn't accept losing their children because she had more time. She had more time to deal with that, and I think she did kind of deal with losing Vision at the end of WandaVision, but she never addressed the loss of her children because that just happened. Whereas she had lost Vision technically quite a while ago. She lost her I wish probably why it was the kids were the focus and not Vision.
I wish they would have brought up, like, obviously with like Doctor Strange, the stuff with I can't remember the name, the lady he like loved. What was her name? Like the woman
Christine.
who was like Christine. Yeah. So obviously there was the thing about like her death was meant to be like a key event in like in every kind of universe and every timeline kind of thing. But I would have liked if they had kind of explained that with Vision as well, to explain why he is not in any of her like part of the family in any of the other universe that we've seen.
Because I can explain that one. That's because in most other universes there's been a Thanos and Vision has the Mind Stone. So in most universes Vision is gonna die.
Oh, he just gets trapped, like.
Also, you have to understand that for the other universes as well, Vision may not have even been created because like in the other universe they had the Ultrons. Mm-hmm. So Ultron was the Ultrons were the robots that were in that Illuminati universe. So that is the other reason why Vision weren't in the other universe, because he might not have been created in those universes. So it might have been a different love interest potentially as well. Or
and yet
what Cameron said.
And yet her kids are the same in every other universe. Who's the dad, fam? Who's the dad?
But to be fair, she's the dad. She created them.
Exactly.
Oh, is that? Wait, hang on.
Well, to be fair, we don't know how.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, because in WandaVision,
but we do know that in this universe, in our universe, that she created them with her. With her power.
Because I was thinking if all the other versions of her kids in the other universes also meant to be her creations, or if they were actually her, she.
That's what we don't actually know. Yeah. It doesn't seem like it because the other Scarlet Witch didn't seem anywhere near as powerful.
Because that's not another Scarlet Witch. That's another Wanda. That's not exactly.
Another one. That's what I was saying. Another Wanda. So that's what I'm saying. So she doesn't seem like she's powerful. Well, to be fair, she wasn't the Scarlet Witch when she created the kids, because she had the kids at the beginning of WandaVision. Mm-hmm. Like she became the Scarlet Witch at the end of WandaVision. To be fair, or during, to be fair. But it doesn't seem it doesn't seem like she had that traumatic event that would make her have an outburst that caused the creation of that whole town and what happened. So it seems that maybe those were natural kids that just happened to look exactly like the kids that Wanda created.
It could be.
What do you think of the character of America?
I felt like she was like more of a plot device than the character.
Yes.
She was the
carried the story.
Yeah, she was the motivation for other characters,
Yeah.
And even though I felt like the actress did a decent job, they just didn't give her enough character development with this, and obviously the whole sort of arc at the end where she actually refines her powers, she actually learns to control her powers.
About 30 seconds.
Yeah, exactly. It's just rushed. It's not kind of built throughout the movie. It's not, that she's definitely not the focus of the movie.
No.
Yeah, which is quite weird because usually with the that character which they introduce, which is kind of the centerpiece of everything, usually is the focus. But definitely, I actually felt like Wanda was the main focus of the movie, more so than Doctor Strange, to be honest.
I agree with that, because the movie only touched on their own trauma and torment that he was going through. The fact that the woman he loved married someone else while he was blipped away. They didn't really focus on that, because that was part of the reason why some of the evil Doctor Strange came, because he was trying to get rid of Christine. That was his desperation. But they didn't really touch on the fact that the main Doctor Strange was going through that exact same trauma and just putting on a brave face saying that he's fine, he's happy, but he's heartbroken that the woman he loves is moved on.
They did sort of delve into a bit, because obviously he had the other multiverse, Christine, who he had kind of the relationship with, and also the fact that his kind of journey, I guess, was that at the beginning he was the Doctor Strange who would do anything to kind of protect the universe, whereas just like the Doctor Strange who died at the beginning did, he would have sacrificed America to kind of but at the end of it, he became, someone who's like, he doesn't want to be like the other Doctor Stranges. He wants to be his own Strange, and he kind of believed in America at the end, which was a nice journey. But also
a dice roll that could have gone very differently. I'm sure in another universe it did, and now it's dead.
But it really does beg the question: if America had met the main Doctor Strange, but if the America had met the main Doctor Strange first, would he have made the same decision as the other one to sacrifice her, or was it literally her intervention which gave him that growth to not be that way?
I think at the beginning of the movie, definitely he would have made the exact same decision. Because even like Wong, even at the end of the movie, Wong was like, you got to take that power. I'm done, bro. This witch is clawing up my hole. All my people, them's gone. Like, what, bro? Take the power out of her. She can't use it anyway. She can't use it properly, bro. She's a liability.
Speaking of Wong, Wong made me realise that Doctor Strange was not a very good Sorcerer Supreme. Like, everything that came up, Doctor Strange was like, I don't know. I was like, this is the book from here. I know this. And I was like, wow, you what did you know?
Maybe things changed for 5 years that he blipped.
To be fair, like, my man's only been a wizard for what, a few years?
Yeah,
like, you think about it, between the events of the first Doctor Strange movie and now, it's not that long, whereas I assume Wong's been doing this his entire life.
That's a very good point, actually.
He's only been Sorcerer Supreme for 4 or 5 years.
So in some universes, Wong was probably his model, bro. Because I can understand my model.
And the thing is, that subverts a common movie trope where the lead character, he's only been training for like a month, whereas like everybody else has been there for years. They've been in the dojo for years. Bro. Yeah, exactly. And yet the main character, he just suddenly gets the overpower. He gets the title. When he's putting no, but I like that they actually corrected
by the guy who actually was there from the beginning.
Exactly, that's what I was trying to say.
Iron Fist was literally that.
Saying that before Wong, as much as he was a better Sorcerer Supreme, he gave up real quick. He's like, don't torture her. It's that way.
But you got to think about his people as well.
The whole multiverse for 4 people who are going to die anyway.
I'm not being funny. I mean, to be fair, at least Doctor Strange probably would have let them die. Like, the Doctor Strange at the beginning of me was like, well, no, I'm not going to take you to the other Darkhold. Are you dumb? That's my job. Like, I'm literally here to protect this universe.
Do you know what? I really didn't get. Like, I know, like, obviously, like the place where they were all like bunkered up was obviously like a place where they they had fighters and manpower to protect like America. But why didn't they just teleport her somewhere else? Like, just take her somewhere else that Wanda doesn't know about. Wanda only found where she was because he told her, thinking he could trust Wanda where she was. So why didn't they just leave?
No,
and he tried to leave. He tried to leave at one point, but she had blocked his powers. But he should have done that at the start and just gone to the other side of the
anyway, because he knew she was coming.
I assume that she actually could track. Because he found her, she sent the beast after her in another universe. So if she could track her from another universe, I assume she has some magic spell that can track her in the same universe. I don't think that would have actually helped. It might have just delayed it, like, you know, just playing chicken, just keep bouncing from place to place.
I would have done that, bro. Save lives, innit? Save lives, bro.
Doctor Strange would ditch all the random at the temple just to look after America. Because obviously, Wanda's coming there. There's no stopping that. Is he really just gonna leave all the people at the temple to die?
Well, that's what he tried to do at the end. It was just too late of a decision. He tried to leave.
Yeah, everyone dead. But he's not just gonna leave them. He's gonna try and defend them at least.
Oh god.
Yeah. There was the plot hole of the fact that Wanda can dreamwalk. She can dreamwalk, right? So why not just like because there was a point in the movie, like midway through the movie, where she achieves her goal. Like maybe she's not there in body, but she's able to spend time with her son. She's able to inhabit the body of her alternate self in another universe.
It's not permanent.
Temporary,
It's not permanent. It's only temporary. So she wanted the actual full kind of mother experience.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there was
because for her, if she had done that, it basically would have been like constantly getting and losing their kids over and over. Kind of thing, which I think she really didn't want any more loss, like said. So she needed that.
But there was another one that Wong raised. He was like, "Why not just get her to send you to another universe with your kids?"
Because then what would happen? What would happen? Yeah, what would happen to the Wanda of that universe? She would have to kill her.
Just kill that Wanda, innit? It's just one person, innit? It's just one person.
Just kill that kid's actual mother. Just kill her.
I mean,
because she said she wants America's powers. So if they get sick, she can find someone with a cure.
Oh right.
Yeah.
That's the whole reason she wanted that instant translocation, so she could go find someone with a cure for her kids. So they got a cold.
Wow, that was very thought out by her. I was gonna say maybe the wonder of that universe had died and kids were without a mother, but yeah, I guess it was. The driving point was partly that she needed them. She wanted America as well. That would have been effects.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
because then she can protect them from everything basically, because she can just go to another universe with better technology to help them. Yeah,
she was crazy, man. She was. I have to say, she was real. She was real crazy, and like like, bro, the movie almost came across like it was like a thriller horror movie, man. Like,
that's what it was.
Classic Raimi.
Yeah, classic.
Wow.
I was gonna say one thing. Yeah. Between this, like with like Brightburn, the New Mutants, would you say this is the best horror superhero movie that we've got so far?
I've not seen the New Mutants, but this is far better than Brightburn.
Yeah.
I would say 100% because this movie has its own feel. It's really like isolated from all the other Marvel films. It's quite an original piece the way that it feels throughout. So I think they've done a fantastic job. Yeah, doing that.
I mean,
also the fact that they managed to get gore and like horror elements in a PG-13 was bloody.
That's what I say,
But to be fair, it wasn't bloody. That was like motor oil, like because those that came from like the Ultrons and that. They tried, I mean, they used a cheat code basically. It's like, oh shit, the PG-13.
But that was
you can really use a lot of blood in this, and as the horror trope, but we can't. So let's just kill a mad amount of Ultrons and just soak her in that and make it look like blood. They did a good job. I did like that.
Job.
But there was the bit in the beginning where Gargantua, he gets his eye pierced by and his whole eyeball comes out. I was like, damn,
it's different. That was different when it's a monster to
but you see the eye socket and everything, like
his eyeball popped up. It's still kind of horrifying for kids. I think.
Gruesome, man.
By the way, him losing an eyeball, is that death? Like,
yes.
Well, I mean,
the eyeball's his brain. I think it was so sick how at the beginning, like towards the end of the movie, like you see Wanda like being, and as she said, kind of, oh, this is me being like rational at the beginning, and towards the end, she's literally just like limping like a crazy like limping. That was nuts. I was like raw, like this is she wasn't lying, like.
Yeah, they really emphasized the power differential between her and everyone else, bro. Because I was wondering that fight between her and Captain Marvel. I was wondering how they were gonna play that out, because Captain Marvel's meant to be, pretty OP as well.
Yeah.
But obviously it's not about that universe, so they had to speed things up with that one. But also just a point to mention, bruv. You know they said that Reed Richards is smartest man on that universe. That dumbass, who did he think he was, bro? When Wanda came, bro, my man was in My man was in the front like he was gonna do something. Like, I'm not being funny. If I'm him, I'm hiding behind Captain Marvel. Yeah. I'm elastic. I ain't got no pride. I'm a nobody. I'm a liability. Let me get Captain Marvel to deal with this, bro.
Did you see after what she did to Black Bolt, his thought was, let me grab her real quick. What's that gonna do? What is that in the world? What is that gonna do?
Yeah. He was trying to be because arguably all the other characters kind of can't hold to go. He was trying to be the diplomatic one.
Exactly.
Which I think he even that he did a better job. Like it's not like they just heard it. Like they know this. Like batshit crazy. So
and you had Mordo who's just in denial. Yes, don't worry, my people they got it.
Yeah.
They ain't got nothing.
Yeah.
I just want to say.
To be fair, go on.
Yeah, so I just want to say on this side before we move on from like Reed Richards, while I do appreciate them bringing in John Krasinski, obviously fan service and all that, his acting was terrible. I'm sorry, like the way he read those lines, it's like he basically just walked in. They gave him, he didn't rehearse, he didn't prepare or anything. They gave him the lines. They were like, bro, just read these lines. We want to please the fans, innit? That's what we're trying to accomplish here. And he was like, all right, cool. You read the lines and that was it. Because there was no heart in it. There was no sense of realism or authenticity in it. Like it was just like, face value. Let me just read out the script.
As long as he looks the.
Yeah, exactly. No, he looked good. He looked good.
I think they did that in a day because I heard that there's some reshoots there to do because after No Way Home they're like the executives were like, oh, we got to put more like cameos and cool shit in because people love that now. So I think they must have like put that all the Reed Richards stuff in.
I'm not sure because obviously this movie was supposed to come out after WandaVision and it got delayed due to COVID.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you think? I mean, do you think like the fact they had Reed Richards in the movie? Do you think that they're trying to hint at going for another?
They are doing another.
They are. They've already announced it. They already announced it.
Oh, they are.
Yeah.
Has he been confirmed?
Fantastic Four. Yeah.
Has he been confirmed? As
no, he has
been confirmed. Nothing's been confirmed.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Lord help us.
They did Professor X dirty again though.
Oh yeah.
I wasn't happy. I mean, I think I said this to you, be Laurel, Peter, or one of you, but I was just like, I'm not. This like I just thought to myself, like, man, when you're a hero of plot armor, you just get clotted, bro. Right? Like you just get like one shot clotted, bro. Like no one gives a shit about you.
Professor X is passed in 3 movies now. It's just ridiculous. And counting.
Yeah, they got done dirty, man. Like even like I was saying, Black Bolt, man. Like they just got taken out.
That was so brutal. I loved it. That was such a brutal kill, man. That was
funny.
But he's meant to be a real heavy hitter.
Yeah,
like potentially on the planet. And
but if you take away his mouth, it's not a heavy hitter.
I love how she's just like, what mouth?
What mouth? I'm not sure how Canada like go on. I'm not sure. I have to look at that whole due to the comics, like would that have actually happened? But for the movie, fair enough. I'll let it.
I just thought that was a great scene altogether because it just really subverts your expectations really well. Because you think by the time you get to Xavier, it's done. Like obviously once he's in her head, that's how he kind of dismantles her from the inside. But the fact that she had all bases covered, like there was just no, her defenses were just solid. You just could not break down her defenses. So I felt like it was really effective.
What did you think of the ending of the movie?
The ending.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I would say it was very emotional. I mean, a lot of people weren't happy with it. I heard a lot of people weren't happy with it because
the sacrifice part.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, no one else was killing her. That's like no one else.
They
established throughout the whole movie that Captain Marvel could have beat this bitch, so no one else is. So you better hope that she hasn't changed her heart.
There's nothing to actually confirm she died in that either.
No, I guess not.
True.
I guess not.
True.
But I think it was a great kind of character arc for her. I mean, obviously she realized that she's become the villain, and before she saw herself as the hero, and now she's kind of having that self-reflection. She's having
I mean, it was forced in her face, basically.
Yeah. Well, this is it.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because her kids saw her as their kids didn't see her as her mother. They saw her as a monster.
Yeah,
that's when she knew.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when she knew. I mean, she kind of was well, not really the hero. She was almost the pro-tag and the anti for the movie, because there was no real hero at the end. And I mean, a part of me was kind of like annoyed when, you know, that the whole kind of quest was meant to be about finding the Book of Ashanti, like using like the Book of Life to go against the Darkhold. And when like they finally got it in, like towards the end, and it was just burnt up. I was just like, what was this all for, bro? Like, this was meant to save the day. Like, what was it? A waste. Like,
I am glad, because so many movies always has the plot MacGuffin that beats the bad plot MacGuffin. I'm glad that they didn't go down we got the good book that basically gives you whatever power you need. That's literally what the power of that book is, isn't it? It gives you whatever power you need. I was like, Jesus, this has got plot MacGuffin. I'm glad they didn't use that nonsense, because that's just dumb. That's just
why didn't it work? Did Strange need an instruction?
He got hit by Wanda's power.
Yeah, he picked it up and he said, "Okay, but give me whatever power I need." Like, by that point, I would have thought it would have been game plan. Did he not read the incantation properly? Like, the incantation on the front page, like. Oh man, I just thought that was just like a bit. It just ended on a downer. Like, the whole quest was meant to be about finding it, and then it was just like got burnt up in seconds. At least give us like some inkling as to if it would have worked. Yeah.
Anyway, all that aside, like, I just love what Sam Raimi did with all the everything that just screams Sam Raimi. So the one I want to touch on is the fact that he dreamwalked into his altered dead Doctor Strange body and became Zombie Strange. That whole bit was just absolute. That was so good.
And they saved the best for last, man. They saved the best bit for last.
Yeah, for real, man.
Yeah.
That was so cool.
What did you think of the consequences for actually using the book, the Darkhold?
See, that's the thing. Like, I mean, you obviously the Doctor Strange getting the third eye. I thought that was a great way to kind of end the movie. You know, to kind of be the final scene of the movie before the credits. But then they go and ruin it with the stinger because it kind of completely changes the tone of that. Because you're like ending like, oh, you know, what's gonna happen next? And then, oh no, he's fine now. And he just bumps into this random woman he's never met, and she's like, "Come join me. We need to fix this thing." And he's like, "All right, cool, let's go." And then okay, so he's now comfortable with having the eye, and he's using it to his advantage. What?
That's the scene in his next movie.
I wasn't happy about that being like the last scene of the film. I actually thought third eye. I think that better for me as the end credit scene. I would have been like, fine, it's end credit, like I can wait for the next film. But the fact they stuck it on the end of the actual feature length kind of just made me feel like it's not over yet. Like, I just feel like it just felt like it's not over yet.
It felt more like a studio mandate. Like the studio were like, no, you have to have this. This is one of the boxes you have to check. It has to set up the sequel.
We need to introduce the next sequel.
Yeah, exactly. That's
basically because I'm sure Sam Raimi, as a director, especially based on how well he directed the rest of this movie, I'm sure he would have wanted that third eye to be that end credit scene.
Sure.
Because you leave on that what the fuck moment. You're like, that's it, movie done. The same thing with what happened with Spider-Man after the second Spider-Man movie, where his identity just get revealed, and then that's it. That was the end credit scene. It's just like, what the fuck? Like, everyone knows he's Spider-Man. Now what? Like, that's what the end credit scene is meant to be for. I think those are the best ones. Is when it leaves you like, oh shit.
What now? I can't wait for the next one, but it's just like, well, I can wait.
I want closure. I want closure, bro. I'm never gonna get it.
Man.
So, what did you think of the visuals in this movie?
Oh, incredible! Man. There were so many memorable moments. Like too many.
Oh my god!
Like obviously, there's the sequence where they're traveling through the multiverse. And you know, you go into each, and you know, it's one of those replayable moments. This is why I saw the movie twice, because I just wanted to like really kind of figure out what each universe was, if that makes sense. I think there was even a universe where there were like dinosaurs.
I think that was a quick one.
There was universe where they were basically paint.
They were paint as well, which was really visually amazing. I thought. Well, I thought the visuals on this were out of this world. That Multiverse, I could watch that again and again, just trying to count each of them, because I missed the dinosaur one, like you said.
Yeah.
Because I don't remember most of them. I thought it was. I thought they smashed it out of the park.
And then the cartoon one as well, wasn't there? The cartoon one.
Yeah, the cartoon one. Obviously, that was What If sort of homage, isn't it? Like, to the What If.
Yeah, and I'm sure there's tons of Easter eggs in each of those little universes. That you don't even.
Wait for the home video, man, because I'm gonna pause.
Definitely. It's gonna be analysed in depth. Yeah.
I'll tell you what stuck by me visually and just a great scene was the orchestra kind of fight, the symphony fight.
Man, that was
good.
So beautiful.
Yeah.
It went with the music with the soundtrack in the background and just
that was actually quite sick.
It's like you're awesome. It's like, why? Where did this come from? But you don't really question it because you're just like, it's just so fun. It's just so fun to watch that you don't really question the logic or the why behind it.
And it was so inventive. So I was wondering if it is some sort of Easter egg from a comic, or if he's a music buff that I weren't aware of or whatever. But you just don't question it because it just looks so cool anyway.
It looks so cool.
Man just picked up a quaver and a crotchet and whatever the other notes are, and just started dancing them. And man caught it on like fucking music sheet.
I feel like
that proper shows you that proper shows you like badass like Doctor Strange is. Like he's so versatile. Like he looks for the like usually that's where like someone looks for like that or whatever. But he looked for the closest thing you could see, just grab anything, a page, and was like, let's go with this, bruv. That was awesome. And the way that they done like that last note, the tension when when he does the last note, tension, and it just kind of just makes the whole thing like kind of explode. That was sick, man. Yeah,
I can't wait for this to come out streaming so I can watch this again, man.
Yeah, man. I feel like when they were conceptualizing this movie in the writing room, they just took like a ton of drugs before actually coming up with the ideas, and they were like, let's just do like they're having a fight with music, and they're like throwing notes at each other. It's like, yeah, man, that'd be so dope. Yeah, that'd be so cool, man. Let's do that. And they were just like went with every idea. But it was so cool, man.
It's like, it would be cool if Doctor Strange had a rap battle. Instead of like actually rapping.
This is it, man. Dude, like nothing was left off the table, man. And even the what do you call it? What was I gonna? Sorry, I've lost my train of thought here, man. But the music battle was just insane, man. And obviously the visuals to go with it. They just like really knocked it out of the park, man.
I mean, it's too expected that you can't get any better, you can't get any worse than this. To be fair, there's a Marvel movie. You go in there, you know it's about Multiverse, you know it's about magic. You have to wow us.
Yeah.
And they definitely did.
Hands down.
Did you guys watch it in IMAX 3D or anything?
I did see it in 3D. Yeah.
We watch it IMAX 2D.
Yeah.
Can't do this 3D thing around anymore.
Yeah, I can't do 3D.
Did it help with the visualization?
Was it worth it? With the action set pieces, they enhanced them, but I think for the most part it was just distracting, really. I think I've kind of overcome the part, especially because I watched the Avatar trailer. I don't know, you guys saw the Avatar trailer prior to the movie, and the 3D effects in that movie are just way superior to the ones in this. Like they don't come close. So I think obviously having that to start didn't really do this movie any favors. But
I think it's the fact that Avatar was made for 3D and this
this is the thing,
just like an afterthought, like let's put 3D in there later, and fair enough.
I think 3D movies should only be from 3D screens should only be for movies that are made for 3D. I think it's just a waste of time otherwise. It's more distracting than anything.
That's a shame. I really wanted Doctor Strange to look good in 3D because of all the crazy effects and stuff. Would have been nice.
Yeah. Well, who knows? Again, they might tweak it when it comes to home release. If anybody still has a 3D TV, I'm sure they'll appreciate it. That seems to be like a relic now, like having 3D TVs. I don't know.
That died down real quick, bro. It's not long.
And I want to say, like, in terms of visuals, it's one thing that this movie that sets this apart from any other Marvel, most Marvel movies, is the camera work. Like, it just has that kind of old school Sam Raimi, ingenious sort of, movements. The way the camera like zooms or you know how they use certain effects to, like, you know, when Doctor Strange gets drugged by Mordor, and you see like the image starts to kind of go wavy.
Oh, yeah.
So there's just like, if you watch it again, you'll just pick up on these like camera tricks that they use to tell the story, and for me that really was impactful to kind of put me in the shoes of the characters as well. So I don't know, that's, you know, certain things that you don't really think about when you're watching the movie, but obviously they tell the story, they you know, do a good job of like telling the story, so you don't really think about them, but they're still there. Yeah, and even
speaking
like
of Mordor, go on.
Yeah, even like another trick where they're cross-fading the images. You know, this is during the bit where Mordor's explaining Scarlet Witch's power and whatnot. You know, how she dreamwalks again, and you know, the whole kind of lighting, how they're like cloaked in shadow as well. It kind of gives it that very atmospheric sort of horror, like 90s. Is it, I say like early 90s sort of horror vibe, which is obviously Sam Raimi's thing. Yeah. So that, I was really impressed by that anyway.
I was gonna say that was Mordor was the only guy that survived, like, from the Illuminati, wasn't he?
It was just.
No, technically Christine, but she's not part of the Illuminati.
But I was thinking when if gonna like make him into like part of like the pro tag team towards the end.
Well, to be fair, I mean,
they just forgot about it.
the Mordo in the main Doctor Strange's universe is still alive as well.
Yeah.
Because that's who I thought that Mordo was when I saw the trailer. I assumed it was the Mordo in his own universe. So it'd be interesting because in the first Doctor Strange, they set him off on his own arc in the end credit scene, and they still haven't resolved that. So I'm not sure if that's going to come up in the third Doctor Strange movie.
Maybe he'll always just be like that nemesis. That's just kind of a side character. He might not necessarily take the main sort of mantle as you know the villain of the story until maybe further down the line. But is he even that strong enough to be a villain, to be a main villain? I don't know. I think Doctor Strange could duppy him pretty easily. Like they showed.
The actor's so talented. I really hope he gets the shine of being a villain.
So I feel like Doctor Strange's main villain, I think, is Dormammu. That he fought in the first one. So they might do a team up thing at some point, or Dormammu might use Mordo. Because he can't go into the. He can't get out of the.
What doing Dormammu at the moment?
Sorry.
Not from what I remember from the first Doctor Strange movie. The last Christine. I'm sorry.
Because obviously a lot of the followers of Mordo got sucked in by Dormammu. Was Mordo not one of them?
No. You're thinking about.
You're talking about the bad guy from the first Doctor Strange.
Mads Mikkelsen's character. I can't remember.
Not Mordo. I can't remember. He was a bland character. Because in this one, because Mordo's actually anti the Dark Dimension. He was anti Dark Magic. That was the main falling out between them. Is that Doctor Strange abusing dark magic in order to abusing magic that he shouldn't do, and that's so he's actually anti Dormammu, he's anti dark magic and all that. So it'd be interesting to see how they actually, if they introduce him again. But like sort of saying, I can never pronounce his name. Shitwell Etafor, I think it is. He's a great actor, so it'd be interesting to get him back if they could.
He's actually like supposed. I mean, within the universe of obviously the sorcerers and whatnot, he's actually a good person, I guess. He's not really a villain. He's just he's just a bit too by the book.
He's hard line, I think. He's hard line by the book in terms of you're meant to do this way and any means necessary sort of thing.
Sure.
He's actually very similar to Doctor Strange in that sense. But it was that Doctor Strange will break the rules in order to for the greater good, whereas I think Mordo wouldn't break. He thinks that rules are you break the rules, or at least the chaos.
This is it. Well, he's the kind of the example to Doctor Strange that this is what you could become if you become too rigid in your thinking. You don't leave sort of leeway for sort of thinking with your heart rather than purely just your mind, your head. So I think he's the balance between like the two things.
So we ready to give our final thoughts?
Well, there was this one thing like I want to clear up. So with the Darkhold, the shrine thing, there was a Scarlet Witch mold in the wall already, like I was like, how is her image?
Because she was what's it called?
Prophecy. It's a prophecy. She was prophesized.
Oh, is it?
The Scarlet Witch was prophesized to reclaim the Darkhold. And she, so that's why it was the shrine was for the Scarlet Witch, because it was a prophecy that she would be reborn. And that's why it was there already.
So is the Scarlet Witch, would that mean that Wanda is the only Scarlet Witch, or is the Scarlet Witch like a title, sort of like how the Phoenix is?
I think it's similar to the Phoenix, because there's been previous Scarlet Witches and there will be future Scarlet Witches. It's not just Wanda. It's like some entity similar to
similar to the Phoenix. So there's only one. There's only one in existence at any given time. Sure. But as soon as that one goes, it seems like there will be another one. Yeah, it seems like that power never actually dies or anything.
Because it does feel very different to what Wanda is. Because when she got the Darkhold, that's when she became Scarlet Witch. So she becomes something entirely different. And at the end, you get a glimpse of her turning back to Wanda, which is why she sacrificed herself and all that kind of stuff.
Even then, I don't think it's the Darkhold that made her the Scarlet Witch. I think she always had that potential. It's more like it opened the door.
I think she was always destined to be the Scarlet Witch anyway, and just being the Scarlet Witch allowed her to access the full power of the Darkhold. I don't think you could say that power then corrupted her to then go even further with basically murdering people with no remorse, whereas Wanda probably would have had a bit of remorse. Because at the beginning, like you're saying, she was being reasonable. She was reasonable.
In quotation marks.
She was being reasonable. I was only gonna kill the girl. And you man got in the way. And I said, I'm being reasonable. Give me the count and I'll pull out every single one of you. I want to see my pitney then.
She was so good.
Cool. All right, guys. All right, should we go to final thoughts then? Ruben, do you want to start? Ruben,
I'll go first then. Sure. I think for me, the movie was amazing. A lot of things in the movie, which I just think like the creativity behind it was phenomenal. With the kind of the battle scene with Doctor Strange and the music notes.
Did he just freeze?
He did.
Ruben, are you feeling okay, Ruben?
I think we've lost him.
Then. Okay, well, as we wait for Ruben, does someone else wanted to go share their thoughts?
I can go. Going to this movie, obviously, like I said before, I thought the evil Doctor Strange was going to be the main villain, so I was pleasantly surprised. Thought visually it was beautiful. The fight scenes, just going from one universe to another, it was done so well. Story, it did help me. Like you said, America, she wasn't really she was the main character, but not really the main character. They used her to get from point A to point B. I think so. I wanted to see more from her character, even though I've seen the memes calling her the Latino with the ability to cross borders, that's kind of deep, but
that meme is hilarious.
Seeing Doctor Strange control his own undead body, that blew my mind. I wasn't expecting to see that. I thought when I saw Undead Strange in the trailers, I thought, well, that's going to be something completely different. There's no words for that. For rating, it was a hard one. I would have to give it a 9 out of 10 because there's not much things I can say was wrong with this movie. Nope, Danny's gone.
Okay.
Cool.
All right. Well, we'll just have to keep on going, and then we could maybe edit Ruben's opinion back into the overall video. So, okay.
I'll go next. So basically, a lot with what Cameron said. I think this movie gets pretty much everything they spot on in terms of I enjoyed all aspects. It subverted my expectations. This is meant to come across as a compliment. It didn't feel like a Marvel movie. It didn't feel like because most Marvel movies basically they've got the formula now pretty much down pat, and you always know when you're watching a Marvel movie. Whereas this, I think, tried very hard to be different, and I think it worked. It worked very well while still keeping all the Marvel elements that we already know and love. I think and this is going to sound very controversial, I think even though I enjoyed Spider-Man No Way Home more, I think overall, in terms of all the aspects of a movie, I think this is a better movie. But I enjoyed Spider-Man No Way Home because Spider-Man No Way Home, I think it leans heavily on the fan service element, and I think that is what gives it such a high rating. Whereas I think if you look at all the aspects of the movie, I think this does a lot more. So I'm not gonna ramble on too much more. So I will say my rating, I'm gonna give this a 10 out of 10. I loved everything about it, and I can't wait to watch it again. I can't wait until I can start streaming this, bro, because it just everything about it I thought was great. I don't really have any bad things to say about it. Even the plot device of America, being the border thing, I didn't really mind either, just because I think they got everything else really right. So yeah, I'm giving it a 10 out of 10.
Sweet.
What did I miss?
Just so you know, Cam gave his thoughts. He gave a 9 out of 10, right? 9 out of 10.
Okay.
And then Law just finished up. He gave it a 10 out of 10. Basically saying it's better than No Way Home. It's a better made movie than No Way Home.
Yeah, it says better made, but he enjoyed No Way Home
more. Okay.
Yeah.
Go on, Ruben, if you want to carry your thoughts on.
Yeah, I won't spend long in case I can't again, but yeah, I was saying that I just loved the creativity of the movie. I really enjoyed the story, and I just think the way that they done certain things was just like mad phenomenal. Like obviously the fight with the music fight scene and the jumping through universes, that was all like really well done. And yeah, just with like the trailer, like what you were saying at the beginning, Peter, like how misleading the trailer was. They used parts of the trailer to put together a story, and then when you watch the movie, you just get wowed because obviously they misled you. So yeah, I think it was just really well done how Marvel do that. I won't ramble too much. I think I would probably give the movie a 8 out of 10, only because I do think like what the trailer led you to believe, for me, would have been a more interesting story. But I could see, obviously, equally why they went with the whole kind of thing of Wanda kind of being like the centerpiece of the film, that in itself. I probably would have gone with just like calling it like a Wonder movie rather than like Doctor Strange. But yeah, so that's why I would give it an 8 out of 10. But all in all, definitely a great movie to add to like the Marvel franchise.
Yeah.
Yes, I can go real quick. So, very good movie. I loved the Sam Raimi-ness of it all. You can really tell it was his kind of baby. Like he really put everything they wanted to in it, even with like maybe little bits of executive, interference. But you could tell it was definitely his movie, and that he really made something that he wanted. I loved everything with the horror elements. I'm not a big horror fan, but when it's done right, I love it. And he really, shown his talents there. I loved all the set pieces. I loved the soundtrack. I love how it went in with the movie, with the music fight scene and all the visuals and it was just a very enjoyable movie. The only gripes I have with it is, as much as I did love Scarlet Witch as the villain, Elizabeth Olsen knocked it out of the park. I don't know, there's something about her motivations that I just didn't care that much about the kids and all that kind of stuff. I don't know, maybe it's because I wasn't a big fan of WandaVision. Maybe that's why it kind of led on to me not liking her motives. But I can sort of still understand it and understand her. So I'm not going to say it was an awful motivation. But yeah, just something about it is probably wrong way a bit. And also, unfortunately, I watched this in 4DX. And that kind of ruined my experience a tiny bit. That was a bad thing on my part. No, that was a lot.
It's a 4DX movie, man.
Yeah, it would have been like with all the effects and all the crazy stuff. It would be a good choice. Usually, I've never had a bad choice with 4DX, but unfortunately, this was my first one.
You thought you would have been jumping through universes too, bro? Like,
yeah, that's what
you should have listened to me. Remember what I said. It's hit and miss, man. Hit and miss.
Yeah, I should have trusted you. I should listen to you.
Would you have been really like happy if they had sprayed you with paint, like in the movie?
Just chucked a bucket of paint at you, like during that scene.
So yeah, there was bits of it that kind of knocked me out of the movie a bit because of the 4DX, unfortunately. So I'm gonna have to watch it again in proper super screen 2D. So my ratings might get higher after that, but at the moment I'm gonna give it a 7.5 out of 10.
Okay, cool. Yeah, all right. So I guess it just leaves me. So yeah, I just want to say I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. I agree with is it Martin Scorsese? He said like Marvel movies are turning into like basically theme park rides, and I felt like this was a roller coaster in the best possible way because it was just so fun. I was never bored. It just the story kept flowing, and obviously with the visuals combined with the dialogue and everything, and the pacing, it was just superb, man, honestly. And cherry on top was Sam Raimi's directing. I think he's just back on form. I'm so glad that they decided to go with him for this. I think he handled it really well, and he was the right man for the job, especially this being like a horror movie. They let him go crazy with the effects as well. There was some pretty disturbing imagery, like even subtle things like with the Scarlet Witch, she's climbing out the mirror, and the way her body like twists, that was like a very horror sort of.
That was actually quite terrifying.
It was super freaky. I was like, ugh. I was like really freaked out, and I was like, if I had kids, I would not feel comfortable bringing my kids to watch this, and that's the first time I've kind of felt that watching a Marvel movie. I felt like they gave a lot of the side characters quite a lot more to do, and sort of further progressed their character arcs in this movie as well. Christine, she's got a lot more to do. She actually fights off some of the ghouls in this, so I like to see that. Obviously in the first movie she was kind of just there to be the love interest. Wong, he's a sorcerer supreme, so they show him like holding the fort. He has a little sort of side quest as well. I'm not going to go for everybody's, but even Mordor, like I like that they kind of kept you guessing with Mordor, so you're like, oh, is he going to be a prick or is he going to be a good guy? And then he kind of sort of twists and turns with his character in this movie, and again there was just so many sort of memorable scenes in this movie, sequences of keeping you suspended, keeping you on the edge of your seat. So I again, as I said, this movie just knocked out of the park for me. And even we forgot to mention Danny Elfman as well. He did a great job with the score, again adding to the atmosphere of the scenes and the creep factor. I give this movie a 9 out of 10. I would give it a 10 out of 10, but I think there are just certain sort of trope like Marvel things here and there where again setting up the sequels kind of undercuts that perfect ending that I would have had, that perfect sort of creepy ending. And then also I think sort of plot holes with like Wanda's motivation, going back to you, Subi, it's kind of like she just has like ultimately her motivation just doesn't really merit the lengths she goes to achieve them. Like I feel like there's easier ways, like you could just have your own kids. You could just find
she was that far gone.
You know what I mean? So that was just kind of hard to really, because they were trying to make her a sympathetic villain, but it wasn't quite working. She just came across as like really petty, really childish, and kind of unfeeling. So anyway, but
some people are like that though, bro. That's the
thing. I get it.
Some people are like that, and I guess that's the thing with Wanda. It is showing you that she is probably the most kind of like mentally disturbed kind of character. Her mind is like almost shattered in this film. So,
and also she couldn't just have a different set of kids. She wanted those kids.
She wanted those kids, I think.
No, she wanted those. Yeah. It's like I'm sure if we just took Ruben's kids tomorrow and said, well, you can just make more of these. I don't think that would be a suitable.
Oh man, yeah. But I mean,
what I have to say about Marvel though is they're getting very good at making Marvel movies that don't feel like Marvel movies. The last movie that made me think that was, I think, Thor 3, because it's a Marvel movie, but it felt more like a buddy cop movie.
Very unique. It's very unique. So Thor had like the kind of really retro feel to it. This kind of brought the horror aspect. They're kind of like making their movies into their own pocket creations. It's really good that they're doing that.
But I do like. Yeah, sorry. What was that again?
No, because I was gonna say, because I thought no, never mind. Just finish up your final thoughts. So.
No, I do like America Chavera's character. I feel like she is like the actress. She's very likable, and she has the potential to be sort of the next generation of Avengers, and obviously her abilities have a lot of potential as well for like the implications of the MCU. So yeah, and they didn't really they didn't pay off her kind of story arc either, did they? Because she's looking for her parents. And we never kind of get the conclusion to that. So I can only assume they're gonna sort of follow that up with maybe her own movie, or she appears in another movie.
Well, she gets her own TV show. Who knows?
She gets her own TV show. Maybe that. Yeah.
That would be sick. Yeah.
So we'll just have to wait and see. We'll just have to watch this space with that. But I think overall we really enjoyed this movie, and I think most of us.
When the ratings say, "Oh."
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So that is it, folks. Thank you once again for joining us. I hope you enjoyed listening to this discussion as much as we enjoyed creating it. This was a really fun video to make, so I'm glad you stuck around. And if you enjoyed it, please like it, please subscribe and follow us, help us grow. If there's any opinions that you didn't like, if there's anything that you disagreed with, comment below. If there's anything you like, just leave a comment. We love reading your statements, the things that you like, things that you have an opinion on. If you have a strong one, go ahead and do that, and we'll definitely respond to it. We respond to all the comments that we get, and look out for future videos from us. We are looking to make a few changes to this channel. We're going to be sort of rebranding, so we'll still keep the format the same. Nothing's really going to change in terms of the integrity, but just the branding is going to be a little bit different, because we just want to get something a bit more unique, a bit more sort of true to ourselves. So look out for that in the coming future, and we look forward to making more videos like this, so you'll definitely hear from us soon. Signing out. Have a good day. Thank you very much for joining us into the Movieverse. Take care.